me and Jake had a band a while ago called
Crisis
Averted, yeah. And that band split up in our senior year of high school, and me and Jake pretty much just went on kind of just playing just him and me for like, how long?
It was like good 6-7 months maybe.
So, I thought it was like 2 years.
That's longer than that, dude.
No, it was like maybe a year. But like we were always playing together, but we'd go so crazy, and like it'd go from 0 to 100, then we'd lose each other, and be like, whoa, because we didn't have a bassist. So we put out a sick ass flyer around UNM to garner our dear friend Gabe Pacheco, who is a wonderful bassist. We jammed with him for about 6-7 months.
Wow.
Yeah, a little while. And we wrote most of like our oldest material with him. And then Nolan joined the... Oh, wait, no, Stu.
Yeah.
Stu's
Stu,
first
yeah.
time. Yeah, Stu's
Forgetting things already.
Stu sent...
I messaged you,
yeah.
and then you were like, hey, you want to be the second drummer in this new band I'm forming? And I was like, hell yeah, why not?
Well, we were all like wondering, like, what the fuck will 2 drummers sound like? Like, how are we going to do that exactly? We kind of just fell into it. You guys know more about that. And so we got together with Stu and we started making more recordings. And we made a bunch of demos of what we did. We got to listen back to these really super long jams, which some would like drive like any organism up a wall. Anything with a heartbeat or some kind of mitosis sound. A lot of them are really great at the same time. And so we listened to that for a long time. And then Nolan came around because I've known Nolan since we were wee bitty lads.
Yeah. Kindergarten
was the first day. We got Nolan on the jam and we found like he really gelled well the improvisational stuff. And that was the most important for us at the time. Was improvising was the basis of all the music that we'd done. And sometimes it's really nerve-wracking, especially jumping into it. But it's incredibly fun once you get down with it. And so we had to find people that gelled with it pretty well and pretty instantly, and everybody here did that incredibly well on many different points of performance. Sydney, who fucking rocks them up, fucking makes these beautiful costumes, and also not to mention Sydney's been crafting pretty much all of our visual artistic standpoint. Has done a lot for our group, and also is the designer of the Zargon itself and a part of the entire storyline. But yeah, we just started jamming together. Eventually, we played our first show back at Jacob's mom's house.
3-hour set.
Yeah, it was wonderful. Got a really great reviews on the Nextdoor app.
Everyone loved it.
Essentially, just been doing more gigs from there. Worked on a record. Unfortunately, we had to part ways with Gabe Pacheco. Now we've got Cameron. Cameron has made an incredible step in. Yeah, that's who we are now, I guess.
We're Slit Wrist. My name's Sebastian. I'm the vocalist.
I'm Simone. I'm on guitar.
I'm Abe. I'm on guitar.
I'm Eric and I play bass.
I'm Zach and I'm the drummer.
Me and Sebastian met while we were rock climbing and both just had similar interests and ideas and intentions with music, and we're just struggling to put together a solid foundation for it. And I ended up getting some of my homies together that I knew were eager to play, and Eric just recently joined us too, and it's been super sick. So that's basically how we started.
What genre would you categorize the band in, if any?
Psychedelic funk punk.
Yeah, that's the one I hear a lot.
We like to go with Tiva Rock.
Tiva Rock. Yes, we're trying to found a music genre.
Yeah, it's Tiva Rock to the bone.
What genre would you categorize the band in?
Hardcore. Metallic hardcore.
Hardcore.
Yeah, metallic. It's hardcore, metallic hardcore. There's a lot of other shit going on.
There's influences,
Black
but
and
at the
stuff,
base,
yeah.
it's metallic hardcore.
Like an emo post-core.
What's the best thing about playing live in front of an audience?
It's loud as fuck.
I think what we do while we're playing, since it's so heavily improvisational, many of the songs that we play do not sound the same at all, and all go on different tangents, of course, which to some is like, oh god, no. But we have a fucking good time. But I've always thought that the process of watching a group create music on the spot, especially simultaneously, layering it and trying to figure out different textures, knowing all of us are connected, we're connected with the audience
so
and
intimate.
in relationships and whatnot, we can respond to how people move, not only within the band and outside the band. We hope to inspire some with some of the thoughts, because like when I play my keyboard, I don't know how to play the keyboards, honestly.
Me neither.
Yeah. But just the thought of trying, I hope that we can get to people that just to jump into doing music or some kind of art form that they wish to do. Yeah, and part of that we hope to see like within the sphere of our own creation within the galaxy of the Zargons and the invasion of their planet, but also just in everyone's own respect to create some really crazy, groovy, funky music.
What is your favorite thing about playing in front of a live audience?
I'm better. I am not a studio drummer. I am a live drummer.
I love when people just throw down, honestly. Like, I want someone to just get in my face when I'm playing and shit. It just feels the adrenaline. It's a great way to cope with whatever you're going in with your life and just let all your energy.
It's nice to share kind of a cathartic, emotional experience with a group of people, which was also kind of one of our intentions when we started the band. We wanted it to specifically have kind of this particular emotional effect and quality to it. We try to make it dark. We want to sound darker than the other bands around here, but not just for the sake of sounding dark, but that is kind of part of. So I mean, our name is Slit Wrist, and that was something we talked about initially. Like, oh, is that name kind of like, a little? But we kind of decided, another of the reasons we came together as a band is just, it was sort of a way to cathartically process and share, difficult experiences and emotions just as human beings with an audience. So.
And I think one thing too is like even in our song Spellcatcher, we like to set a tone for something eerie, something that kind of makes you feel like you're spiritually awakening in a sense. And I think it's cool because I think we've established that so far, just from what we've heard, like from feedback of different shows. Like people think we're scary, or like they feel like we're watching a horror movie or something, which I think is definitely telling and trying to create.
We got a really good chemistry going on, especially when times we're just fucking around and shit. Like yesterday, we're doing just nothing but a bunch of fucking fart jokes and eating pizza. It was a good bonding experience as well, just as friends outside of the band itself. Keeps us close together. We're like a family.
For like Eric too, just barely joining, it feels like we've known him for a long time already. At least for me personally, it feels like I've already been jamming with him, and like with all of us, I feel like we all had a mutual understanding of one another. I knew of Abraham, I knew of Zach, I knew of Eric. But to actually be able to come create the sound together is definitely different. It creates a really solid connection.
There's a lot of musical synergy going on, especially with the pre-established group after I came into it, and they've all been very open to change and to restructuring as I've suggested it. And that's always been really welcoming and encouraging for me coming into a new project. I know a handful of the people that are running shows currently, but what's exciting with being in this project is that I'm seeing a lot of new faces that are currently creating opportunities in different venues that I didn't see before. And so it feels really good to have those assets from people that they've met along with people that I've met from my previous experiences in bands. But it typically comes down to making that good connection and a genuine friendship with someone to where they'll reach out to you because they believe that you give a shit about what you're doing.
And I think one thing too that differs us from a lot of people or just people that I know in different bands from different states and stuff, is that Albuquerque is very small. Everybody knows each other. You know, I think as long as you have a good vibe and you're respectful and you intend to bring good energy to the scene, most people will, you know, consider you. Whereas other bands I know, friends I've had in other states, have to bust their ass just to be noticed by one guy, which I'm grateful that we're not doing. We're not trying to appease anybody. We're not trying to suck up to like a very important person, you know, that's responsible for a lot of shows. I think it's a mixture of a lot of good people around here. And they even wanted us on a rap show one time, you know, so it's definitely like, it's a weird mixture, but there's a common respect for one another, which I think is dope.
Currently, we're restructuring pre-written songs,
And we're even
making them ready for a potential release. Until we're satisfied with that, we're not sure when that'll be, but we're hoping for either early next year or possibly
Yeah,
earlier
I
than that.
think we don't have any shows coming up right now until February. We're working on writing, a little bit of recording.
We definitely want to record and release our EP and merch, you know, before the new year and stuff like that, and just kind of go into 2022 just full force. We definitely want to keep our blackened sound, you know, our eerie tone, but we definitely do want to write songs that people can throw down to and dance to, but still keeping our authenticity, which I think will be a challenge, but I think it'll be cool.
Yeah, it's great.
We did the record in more or less 2 takes, which kind of worked for what we were trying to do.
In 4 hours too.
And we've been practicing like that. And it was an incredibly fun. We'd never been in a studio like that before. It's like,
And we nailed the living F out of it.
We're a doom metal band.
So when's it coming out?
When we're done mixing it, basically.
Yeah, we got some work to do. I you know, honestly, I hope like, you know, I don't even know really.
Y'all need to release a single.
January or something. I don't even know.
Name
I don't even know what we could do.
Christmas time.
Which one?
Santa's gift from hell.
Next one.
Yeah, the record, we've got to sit down with it. Most of us are in school and taking heavy loads, and we just don't have like, even like putting like shows together. It's like, oh, we can barely make it. Our poetry books are all coming out, right, guys?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's all, folks.
Awesome. Thank you so much, man.